Could you imagine a live broadcast spiraling so fiercely off the rails that everyone watching, everyone in the room, behind the cameras, behind the glass, feels the temperature spike and the air tighten? A moment when the calm, practiced smiles of two public figures crack, revealing something raw and unfiltered beneath? Tonight, that moment doesn't just happen, it detonates, right in the middle of a studio built for noise, not for royal tension. In this video, we dive straight into a cinematic, charged reenactment of a collision no producer could have prepared for, a clash where two worlds, one polished, one unapologetically abrasive, slam headfirst into each other under the brutal honesty of live TV. The studio isn't quiet, it's alive. Wires snake across the floor. Soft chatter leaks from behind the soundproof glass. A producer circles with a clipboard, whispering, "Stay sharp." He's already tense, as Prince Harry adjusts his mic, adjusting it again, then straightening his posture like a man bracing for impact. Lights scorch down on him, washing his face in a pale glow that exaggerates every micro-expression. Howard Stern sits opposite him, head tilted, lips curled in a half-smirk, like he's already playing chess 3 moves ahead. He drums his fingers on the desk rhythmically, tap, 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 as if warming up to strike. 30 seconds, someone calls out. Harry nods stiffly, jaw flexing. He's been briefed on Howard's style, but briefings don't prepare anyone for the real thing. His breathing is steady, but shallow, a soldier trained for battle, but walking into an entirely different battlefield. Howard glances at him, eyes flicking with amusement. "You ready, Prince?" Harry forces a polite smile. "As ready as I can be." Howard chuckles under his breath, as if already doubting it. 10 seconds. Camera operators angle their rigs. Red tally lights blink alive. Control room murmurs crescendo. We're live, stay with him, stay with him." 5. Harry's fingers curl into fists on his lap, hidden from camera view. 4. Howard leans in, voice dropping mischievously low. "Let's have some fun, shall we?" Harry doesn't answer. His eyes do, nervous, then firming. 3, 2, 1. The on-air sign glows red with authority. Howard explodes into his signature intro. "Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. We've got the man of the decade, the most talked about royal since, well, ever. Prince Harry is in the studio." Harry nods, that same tight smile plastered on. "Good to be here." "We'll see about that," Howard mutters into the mic. Loud enough for the audience, loud enough for Harry. The control room shifts uncomfortably. Howard wastes no time. "So Harry, look, let's not dance around it. You've been on what feels like the world's longest complaint marathon. Documentary, book, interviews, more interviews. My God, man, I haven't talked about my own childhood as much as you've talked about yours." A few staffers laugh, quiet, but definitely audible. Harry's face twitches. "I'm telling my truth, Howard, my experience." Howard nods like he's pretending to listen. Right, but at some point, doesn't it feel like, I don't know, oversharing? Like weaponizing family drama for ratings? Harry's jaw locks. "That's not what I'm doing." "Really?" Howard raises both brows. "Because every time I open a news site, there's you, talking about daddy issues at Buckingham Palace." Harry inhales sharply, controlled frustration simmering. "These are real issues, things that shaped my life." Howard leans back theatrically. "Sure, but you're not exactly whispering them in a diary. You're announcing them on global platforms with millions watching." Harry opens his mouth, closes it again. Control room chatter. He's rattled. "Stay on camera 2. Camera 2, stay tight on his face. Yes, that."
Howard pounces. "Let me ask you something. Do you think your family, your father, your brother, do you think they enjoy having their private moments blasted out like morning radio gossip?" Harry's voice drops dangerously. "They had years of silence, years of letting the press destroy me." "So you returned the favor?" Howard shoots back instantly. "Eye for an eye?" Harry sits taller. "No, I spoke up because staying silent hurt more." Howard spreads his hands dramatically. "My guy, you wrote a best-selling book detailing arguments with your brother down to the minute. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast, and you remember the emotional humidity of every royal fight. A camera operator stifles a laugh. Harry's neck reddens. You're mocking trauma. Howard leans in like a hawk spotting prey. No, I'm questioning your motives. Harry's eyes flicker, hurt, then solid steel. My motives are survival. Oh, come on, Howard says, voice slicing through the air. You didn't survive a war zone of footmen and butlers. Harry shoots him a glare sharp enough to cut glass. You have no idea what I've been through. Howard doesn't blink. Then enlighten me. But don't expect me to pretend that publicly torching your own blood is some noble act of therapy. Harry's nostrils flare. His hands grip the table edge so hard his knuckles go white. You talk about exploitation, Howard continues, voice suddenly lower, colder. But you've profited from the very story you claim destroyed you. Interviews, deals, documentaries. It's hard to play the victim when the victimhood comes with a paycheck. The room freezes. Harry's breath catches, a split-second intake of disbelief. That's unfair, he whispers, then louder. That's incredibly unfair. Howard shrugs. Life's unfair, Prince, Harry snaps. Stop calling me that like it's a joke. Howard smirks. Isn't it? Harry's entire posture shifts. Shoulders back, eyes blazing, composure cracking. I'm here to talk honestly. So let's talk honestly, Howard cuts in. You left the royal family, said you wanted privacy, and then spent the next 3 years telling the whole world every private detail of your life. Harry slams his palm onto the table. Not hard, but enough. A producer gasps. Howard doesn't even flinch. Harry leans forward, voice trembling between fury and restraint. I didn't ask for the life I was born into. Howard leans in too, voice matching his intensity. But you're sure cashing in on the exit. Silence detonates between them. Thick, suffocating. Camera 1 captures Harry's eyes. Glassy, furious, humiliated. Howard's voice softens, but the softness is razor-edged. Tell me I'm wrong. Harry swallows, the muscles in his throat working overtime. You're twisting my life into entertainment. Howard's grin widens. Buddy, you did that first. Harry looks away, just for a second, but it's enough. Enough for cameras to catch the flicker of defeat. Howard watches him like a lion watching the final moment before the prey collapses. And with a slow, lethal calm, he says, Welcome to the one show where excuses melt and truth hits back. And trust me, Harry, we're nowhere near finished. Howard tilts his head, studying Harry like he's waiting for a contradiction to drop from his lips. So you're saying the only option was to torch your entire family tree in front of the world? Harry's jaw tightens. I'm saying I tried everything else. Howard scoffs. Everything else? Did you try talking to them without cameras, without publishers, without Netflix producers rubbing their hands together like cartoon villains? Harry fires back instantly. I tried. They didn't listen. They didn't care. Howard leans closer, voice lowering into something sharper. Or maybe they didn't respond the way you wanted, so you took the nuclear route. Harry stares at him, stunned. Are you actually blaming me for standing up for myself? I'm blaming you, Howard says slowly, deliberately, for acting shocked when the fire you lit burned everyone, including you. Harry's lips press into a hard line. You don't know what it's like to be hunted by the press since childhood. Howard barks a humorless laugh. Oh, please. If I sneeze wrong, I get 10 tabloids calling me a pervert. Welcome to fame, kid. Harry slams his hand on the desk. Not aggressive, but sharp enough to send a shiver through the room. It's not the same. My mother died because of that world. The words drop like a brick. Heavy, final. Even Howard pauses, not out of guilt, but calculation. The entire studio holds its breath. Harry's voice trembles, grief swirling beneath the anger. I lived every day fearing I'd lose my wife the same way. Howard's eyes narrow. And what did blasting your family publicly do to protect her? Make the press back off? Make the world kinder? Or did it give them more ammunition? Harry's breath stutters. He wasn't ready for that question. Not here. Howard pushes further. You think spilling private conversations on television calms the sharks? You think exposing your brother's worst moments makes the world safer for your kids? Harry snaps, I did what I had to do. Howard's voice booms back. No, you did what you wanted to do. Harry freezes. Howard softens his tone, but the softness is razor blade thin. You wanted revenge. Just admit it. Harry's eyes go wide, almost glassy. No, I wanted truth. Howard chuckles darkly. Truth doesn't need a global tour. Harry looks down at the desk, as if trying to find air. His hand trembles slightly. Camera 3 catches it, zooming in, broadcasting the vulnerability live. Howard sees it, pounces. Tell me, Harry, do you ever regret it? Even a little? The book, the interviews, the fallout. Harry's voice is barely audible. Sometimes. Howard leans in. Sometimes? Or every night? Harry looks up sharply. I'm not answering that. Howard smirks. You already did. Harry's breathing grows uneven. You're twisting this entire conversation into something cruel.